In today's video, we're going to flush the power steering fluid and change the power steering filter on my 2001 Prevost XL2. As I continue to go through some of the new owner items on my Prevost, one of the things that I've been doing is trying to flush any fluids that may be old, original, or otherwise past due. The power steering fluid is one of those. Power steering fluid is one of those things that's often overlooked until you have a problem with your power steering, but it is actually something that you are supposed to change on any vehicle. According to Prevost, you should change the power steering fluid on your bus every 24 months or 50,000 miles. That's 80,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. I'm sure that this is more than 24 months old. It probably is original, and really there's no problem with my steering right now. I don't have reason to believe that there's necessarily a reason that I need to flush it. But as a preventative maintenance item, I want to make sure that it's in good condition. And I also had a power steering leak that I fixed, and that gave me a good opportunity to go ahead and flush it. So I'm going to show you where the leak was, and I'm going to show you how you want to get set up to do a power steering flush, because it's important to be set up completely before you start the work. So let me show you where the important parts of the power steering system are, as well as how I've got myself set up to do my power steering flush. So here's your side engine access bay on the passenger side of the bus. And so if you look up here, you can see the power steering reservoir. That's that cylinder right there. Normally you'd access it from the back, but the reason I'm accessing it from this side is that the suction hose, or the drain hose that goes down to the power steering pump, I have off because it was leaking. I've got my new hose right here, and it's a 1-inch diameter suction hose that has a metal wire going through it to keep it from collapsing on itself. But what had happened was, after about 23 years and 100,000 miles, the hose had shrunk up at the top and it was not maintaining a good seal, and so it was just seeping a bit out that had actually been seeping down, and it was going onto the exhaust for the aqua hot, so that's not something that you want either. So since I had that hose off anyway, that makes for a convenient time to flush the system, and let me explain why. When you're doing a flush on the power steering, you've got something on the order of 5 gallons worth of fluid, more than anything because it has to go through hoses all the way up to the front of the bus where your steering box is, and then come back to the back of the bus for return. So most of that fluid is not within the box or the pump or the reservoir, it's really within the hoses. The best way that I found on systems like this to do a flush is to start off by having a large drain bucket. So here I've just got an empty 5-gallon bucket. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to unhook the return hose, and this is the hose that comes back from the front of the engine. Put the hose in the bucket, and then what will happen is all of the return fluid will go into this bucket. But you also need to be able to supply new fluid. So I'm going to have a large funnel in this hose here, and with that I'll be able to dump fresh fluid in. You can see the hose goes down to the engine-driven power steering pump right there in the front. Actually a really simple location to change, although I hope I don't have to. And then that way I can keep up with the fluid, not have the pump cavitate on me. I'm going to plan on flushing about 5 gallons worth of fluid through the system, but I've got a 6th one just in case I need a little bit more. This is the kind of job that you want to have a second person around for, because you want somebody that's going to be able to shut off the engine when you're done. Otherwise it's going to keep on trying to pump fluid. You can either have that person up front or in the back, depending on how your bus is set up. I've got a rear engine start, so I'm probably going to have my wife stand back here with me, and she can flip the switches to shut off the engine when we're done. Another question is what kind of fluid you should put in, and make sure that you have enough of that ready. The manual calls for Dexron 3, which is used in a whole lot of other power steering applications. I'm going to use Valvoline Max Life. That's one of my favorite go-to Dexron fluids. It's always worked well for me, and I have noticed that it has improved behavior in transmissions and power steering systems before. But the other thing I'm going to put in is a case of Lucas Power Steering Fluid plus conditioners. I'd used this in my last RV in an attempt to help firm up the steering a little bit and remove some of the slop. I was really skeptical when I read reports that this fluid would help to tighten up the steering a bit, because that didn't make a lot of logical sense to me. But sure enough, when I put it in, I did actually notice the steering improved significantly. This steering is in good shape, but because it's worked well for me in the past, I'm going to do it again. I'll put a link in the description to both this and the Max Life so that you can find that easily on Amazon. But the other thing I'll point out with this is that these come in small 16-ounce bottles, and once the power steering pump starts moving and moving fluid, it's going to do so fairly quickly. So what I've done is I've taken 9 of these bottles and I filled an oil jug that I recently used and then cleaned out, and so then I'll be able to dump it in at the same high rate that I'll be able to dump in the max life. The way I'm going to plan to put this in is put in 2 gallons of the max life, then I'll put in the 1 gallon that has the Lucas power steering fluid plus conditioners, and then I'll put max life in for the rest. This way I know that this is going to get in. It's not going to get pumped out if I end up getting clean fluid out before I shut off the engine, and then I know that I'm going to be able to get all of it in. I've got 3 bottles from the case that I did not put in, and so what I'm going to plan to do with those is refill the reservoir after I'm done with the flush, because the reservoir won't be filled. I'm going to have to put some more fluid in after that's done. So with that, I think we're pretty much ready to go. I'm going to unhook this one hose, get my wife over, and then we're going to go ahead, start the engine, and flush the fluid. All right, go for it. So now the fluid's flushed. Things happen pretty quickly there. Let me give you a couple of notes. So first thing was that we used the rear start switches, which this bus has. Some buses do, some buses don't. Usually when you've got a commercial level bus like a Prevost, they do, but my previous RV, for example, did not. Once we got the engine going, though, it wasn't immediately starting the flow of power steering fluid. And to get that going, my wife had to go back up front and then goose the throttle just a little bit to get the pump starting the flow of it. From that point, the fluid was going pretty quickly, so it was good that I had the caps off of all of the bottles ready to go. So I did 2 gallons of transmission fluid, aka power steering fluid, the 1 gallon with the Lucas power steering fluid plus conditioners, and then 2 more gallons, kind of about 1.5 gallons really, of the standard transmission fluid again. But then we ran into another little bit of a problem, which is that after my wife had gotten the throttle going a little bit to get the flow going, she stayed up there and planned to shut off the engine up there. I expected that to work, but it turns out it didn't. Having the switches for the rear start turned on, you have to then shut it off from the back as well. What was kind of surprising about that was that you have to turn the key on up front in order to do that, but then once the engine's going, turning the key off did not shut it off. So then she had to run back here and turn it off. The end result was that the 5-gallon bucket I used every last little bit that it possibly could take, but I do think that I got the fluid fully flushed. So now I'm going to do the next part, which is changing the power steering fluid filter, which is in the reservoir. We're going to get that changed, and then we're going to button everything back up, fill it up, and then we should be done. So now I'm behind the bus because this is the easier place to access the power steering reservoir, which is this right here. And I'm going to then take this nut off on the top, which should get the cap off, and then I should be able to get to the filter easily enough. Well, that looks old. Let's see, this end up. Okay. Smells old too. Alright, that wasn't too terrible to do. The easiest way for me to get it out was to have 2 screwdrivers because there's not a lot of room to get your hands in. But let me point out, the one that came out had a this side up sticker on it, or printing. This does not. And the side that goes up is the side with the bigger hole here. That smaller side goes down. And then the original also had this washer that I had to take off that's going to go right on here. So this should be easy enough. Get plopped back in, and then put everything on. Okay, that's well seated. Spring goes on, helps it stay seated. Okay, lid on. And there we have it. Now I'm going to get the supply hose that goes to the pump put on, tighten down, everything good there, and then I can fill up the reservoir. It's a few days later, and as you can see, my Prevost is no longer in the shop. The power steering fluid flush was a success, and I've done a test drive. The steering is now both lighter and also a little bit tighter and more responsive, so the fluid definitely needed to be changed, and the max life and that Lucas power steering fluid plus conditioners does seem to have helped things a little bit. One extra note that I'll add, don't be surprised after you do this procedure if when you first go to try to drive your bus that this power steering does not seem to be working. Sometimes a little bit of an air bubble is going to get stuck just ahead of the pump, kind of like what happened when I first was trying to start the fluid flush and my wife had to go up and rev the engine a bit. Just rev the engine a little bit, it'll catch, and then from there it should be just fine. I've driven this about 10 miles now, and once I did that initially to get the fluid flowing, it's been great. I hope you found this video useful and interesting. Power steering fluid is one of those things that's oftentimes overlooked, but you don't want to have to replace your power steering pump, and you do want your steering to feel good, and you want your pump to sound happy, because if it sounds happy, that means that it is happy. As always, leave any questions down below in the comments, and thanks for watching.